Hello, folks. Welcome to my channel, Rico's Paradigm. Today, I want to give you some perspective on the question: should Westerners still consider retirement in the Philippines now that Trump won the U.S. presidency? There are serious concerns about the future of U.S. foreign policy, especially with regard to Southeast Asia and the Philippines, given the possibility of Donald Trump winning the presidency again in 2024. This vlog will examine how Trump's policies affect Westerners' decision to retire in this area, taking into account social, political, and economic aspects that affect retirement decisions. Donald Trump's reelection might bring about a number of changes to U.S. foreign policy that could impact Southeast Asia and the Philippines' appeal to Westerners looking to retire. Important considerations will include matters like healthcare access, immigration laws, economic stability, and cultural integration. Southeast Asia's economy, which includes the Philippines, is expected to grow at a 4.6 annual rate in 2024. Tourism, export markets, and domestic consumption's tenacity in the face of external economic difficulties are the main drivers of this growth. Retirees looking for varied lifestyle options and reasonable living standards can benefit from such a strong economic climate. Western retirees frequently choose the Philippines because of its well known low cost of living. Recent estimates indicate that, depending on location and lifestyle choices, a person in the Philippines can live comfortably for between $1,000 and $2,500 per month. This affordability gives retirees the opportunity to live a higher quality of life because it contrasts sharply with living expenses in Western nations. Trump's possible protectionist policies, however, might lead to higher trade restrictions and tariffs, which would have a negative impact on Philippine prices for goods and services. Trade wars that caused supply chain disruptions and price increases were among the experiences from his prior term. If living expenses increase, these changes may affect the Philippines' appeal as a retirement location. The America First foreign policy that Trump's administration is likely to adopt prioritizes domestic concerns over international cooperation. According to analysts, this could result in a more isolationist strategy that could weaken diplomatic ties between the United States and Southeast Asian countries such as the Philippines. Geopolitical tensions may increase if the United States lessens its commitment to aiding its allies in the region, especially in light of China's expansion in the South China Sea. The political atmosphere in the Philippines may also be impacted by Trump's presidency. Transactional diplomacy typified previous relationships, and Trump's emphasis on bilateral trade agreements might present the Philippines with chances to directly negotiate advantageous agreements with the United States. However, for expats thinking about retiring in the area, strategic planning may be challenging due to Trump's unpredictable foreign policy. Western retirees may be greatly impacted by how Southeast Asian countries, especially the Philippines, react to U.S. policies. The Philippines may need to strengthen its own defense policies if it feels less threatened or supported by China's actions as a result of a smaller U.S. presence. This could result in higher military spending that takes funds away from social services like healthcare. During his second term, Trump's strict immigration policies are probably going to reappear, which could have an impact on visa requirements as well as the status of Western expats and retirees in the Philippines. Significant immigration restrictions during his previous administration increased concerns in communities with close ties to other countries. Since many families depend on these funds for their livelihood, tighter U.S. immigration laws may restrict the flow of resources, such as remittances from family members residing in the United States to the Philippines, which would have an effect on the local economy. Retirees frequently choose a special resident retirees visa, which provides chances for permanent residency with low financial requirements. However, Westerners' perceptions of retirement in the Philippines as a feasible long term option may change if U.S. immigration laws change. In the event that erratic U.S. foreign policy leads to instability in U.S. Philippines relations, those who are eager to invest in the local economy and live in peace may find the Philippines less alluring. For retirees, access to healthcare is still a major factor. Both public and private healthcare are available in the Philippines, with larger cities having better facilities than rural ones. Another allure is the affordability of healthcare. Retirees can afford local medical services because private insurance is reasonably priced. However, healthcare quality may stagnate or worsen if Trump's policies primarily prioritize American interests and result in less cooperation in public health initiatives. This could be problematic, particularly for retirees who might need specialized services or frequent medical care. Safety is important to retirees, and Southeast Asia offers relatively stable safety conditions. Nonetheless, the Philippines and some of its neighbors occasionally worry about crime, terrorism, and political stability in specific regions. During times of increased international tension, American citizens living abroad may feel more vulnerable, especially in areas where anti American sentiment may be present. If Trump's foreign policy takes a more assertive or isolationist stance, it might indirectly affect how American retirees are perceived in some places. However, such effects are usually rare because most Southeast Asian countries have friendly relations with Westerners. Southeast Asia is a popular destination for retirees due to its advantageous tax and exchange rates. American nationals residing overseas are still obligated to pay income taxes on worldwide income over a specific threshold and file U.S. taxes. While the degree of tax cooperation between Southeast Asian countries and the United States varies, some countries have tax treaties with the U.S. to prevent double taxation. Tax policy changes under Trump may have an impact on American retirees living overseas. For example, prior tax reforms lowered tax rates for a large number of Americans, which may have an impact on tax liabilities for retirees residing abroad. Living overseas may become more affordable for retirees if comparable tax cuts are implemented, allowing them to keep a larger portion of their income. In particular, the Philippines does not tax its citizens' foreign income, which is advantageous for retirees who depends on foreign investments or Social Security. However, the overall financial plan for retiring overseas may be impacted by changes to U.S. tax laws, particularly if they restrict deductions or foreign income exemptions. The political situation in the United States may encourage some retirees to look for options outside of Southeast Asia. For instance, places in Central or South America provide some of the same advantages, such as warm climates, growing expat communities, and reasonably priced living. If they believe there is more political alignment or safety, changes under a Trump administration might encourage more retirees to think about these options. The dynamics of retirement in Southeast Asia and the Philippines may be greatly impacted by Donald Trump's reelection. A number of political, economic, and social factors will be at play, necessitating careful thought from prospective retirees. For Western retirees considering a long term stay, the lure of reduced living expenses and a friendly culture remains strong, but the uncertainty of future U.S. policy may present a number of challenges. In the end, prospective retirees have to balance the advantages of retiring in the Philippines with the potential repercussions of a Trump administration. They must continue to be alert and flexible in response to potential shifts in the geopolitical environment, particularly with regard to healthcare, economic stability, and social integration. Even though there are still many opportunities, such as the allure of the SRRV and a thriving social scene. In order to maximize their experiences in a setting that may be changing quickly, people in Southeast Asia who are planning for retirement must take a strategic approach, utilizing local resources and community networks. All right, folks, that is all for today's show. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a good day.